NIC.
Somebody called Peter.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having us,
Yeah,
man.
thank you for having us.
How y'all doing? Again, I'm Jamil Lessie. I am the art director of Concrete Comics and the creator of Absolver and the swag of the group and the swag of the
What's up? Okay, good. Oh, good. Oh.
Right. So, the disrespect. So, hi everybody. I'm Daniel DeCabo. I'm the editor-in-chief of Concrete Comics, and I'm the creator and writer of Andy Starboy.
What's up, everyone? My name is Onaji Rouse, and I'm the creator of Odina. And I'm at Concrete.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Lonzo Starr. I'm the creator of Acolyte and the founder of Concrete Comics. Well, Concrete Comics, Concrete Comics assembled very organically, should I say. We all come from different walks of life, different places, different states, and thanks to the God-given internet, we were able to run into each other. I had met he was the first person that I met, and I met him in a Facebook group called Powerverse, and he actually contacted me, complimented me on my character, and told me he wanted to kill me and take him one day. Um, I said, okay,
Yeah.
I like what you got too, brother.
Very
And
in character.
right, and so long story short, me and him got to talking for a while, a few weeks down the line, and we decided, let's try to collaborate and do something together. And would he want to Concrete Comics? And to my surprise, he agreed. And ever since then, he's been a pain in my ass. You know what I'm saying? But from through him, through him, he introduced me to Onaji, and on him and Onaji were both in the same group, should I say? And they already had a friendship and they knew each other. And he introduced me to Onaji, and I had to break the ice with Onaji and get comfortable with him because he don't play no games. You know what I'm saying? He don't play no games, and he's about his business and he's serious. So after that, me and Onaji became real close, became friends, and he's been a part of the family ever since then. And I met Daniel last year, right? Last year, I believe it was around March. I met Daniel. He had messaged me on Facebook, and he was asking me about Concrete Comics and himself, what he wanted to do. He was an editor and he was working on a story, and he presented three stories to me, and I loved every one of them. And ever since then, that's how we started talking. He edited Acolyte issue 1, and I fell in love with his style, and I asked him to be a part, and he gladly accepted, and we've been rocking ever since as well. That's kind of the gist of how Concrete Comics formed.
There was some trials and tribulations. You know, Anaji was my best friend first, and then
Oh man,
Anko
there
came
we
and stole
go.
my best friend from me. And you know,
Hmm.
Jamal, I'm still your best friend. What are you talking about?
yeah, but now I'm number 2. I was supposed to be number 1, so I don't know.
You
So,
both
you
of
Oh
know,
them.
my god.
it hurt. Yeah, but
Exactly, Daniel.
I gotta be number 1 though. You know? I was trying to steal Daniel from Lonzo. You know, Lonzo's just selfish. So
Am I selfish, or do I have everyone in friend debt? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, thank you.
uh, yeah, no,
Kickstarter can drop
it's
at any
not
moment now.
corner.
Uh, yo, no. The Kickstarter can be released at any moment now. Like it could be right now. It could be next week. You never know. We're gonna keep it a surprise, and once we announce the official date, we're gonna be showing you guys some of the dope things that we got in store. For real, it's gonna be fun.
So much
Really fun.
secrecy around here.
I'm excited about. I'm very excited about the world seeing Andy Starboy, what Odina got going on, what Ulverston, new stuff to the world of Acolyte. So I'm just excited, man. Like I'm really excited.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So let's recap maybe issue ones. If you haven't read issue one, guys out there, you can go order them right now, physical and digital copies, concretecomics.com. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, you can see it on your screen there. Go over there when the interview's done, order them, and read them, because you're going to want to do that. There's some free mini issues there also. But let's real quick recap, guys, of what's happened in each of your issue ones.
Issue 1 of Absolver, you know, he's returning to the life, to the living plane, and you know he's learning what it is to be a mezzo. He's gaining the grasp or understanding the spiritual world and its effects in the physical realm. And you know, as he learns, everybody else learns, and that's basically Absolver issue 1, guys.
Who wants to go next?
Boo.
Did you say boo? Oh my god.
Cosmic Smurf speaks.
Oh my god. In issue 1, pretty much Adina's coming back into the fold of being back with the company, of being a superhero, and you know she kind of doesn't want to do it on their terms. She just want to do it on her terms. She pretty much wants to do part-time work. So, but you know, it's not gonna let her with what's at stake in this one. So, yeah, she gotta pull her weight, basically.
Nice.
All right. So Acolyte issue 1 picks up in the middle of a journey of Dimitri trying to figure out what his true legacy is and who he actually is. So he gets introduced to an ancient celestial being that really shocks his whole world up and lays a whole foundation of who he is and what he's supposed to do. That's what you kind of get left with in issue 1. Issue 2, you know, kind of picks up kind of close to that. So
Nice.
it's gonna be fun.
Were we supposed to say were we supposed to say what picks up in issue 2?
No, but that's cool.
I didn't say what picks up.
Okay.
I didn't say what picks up. I said it picks up sometime after that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. This was
Come on,
fun.
man.
This was fun, but or anybody says anything else.
Come on. Right.
Daniel, give us a little glimpse into Andy Starboy. We've seen a mini issue come out. Tell us about the character, at least. You don't have to go into details of the story, but tell us about the character.
Watch yourself,
Right.
Daniel.
So basically, Andy Starboy is the greatest hero of a world where Roswell, New Mexico has been the crashing site of several alien spaceships since 1947. And what happens because of this is that due to reverse engineering, human technology advances immensely, and a new race of mutants called the new breeds are born. And they are segregated and they live in very poor conditions. Andy Starboy is one of these mutants, but he manages to make it out of that situation by becoming a superhero and a reality show star. And issue 1 picks up, it sets us in this world and the way that he deals with this world, and a very interesting situation with which he needs to deal with the consequences of a very specific battle.
So very specific that you just generalized for us. Got it.
Yes.
Lonzo's watching you for spoilers. Let's talk a little bit about some of the... You guys have been posting a lot of new characters that we haven't seen in action yet on your Instagram page. Tell us about what you can about some of those characters that we've been seeing.
We can't really say nothing about it, guys, so let's keep moving on you.
Bye, guys.
How about we let you pick which one that you've noticed, and
Alright.
then you ask us.
Sounds... Yeah. So I've seen the Sister Circle, Onaji.
There it is.
Guys.
Wow.
Fresh out the gate, huh?
Yeah.
Look, I
Fresh
knew
out
y'all
the
were
gate.
trying to set that up. Sister Circle is a tie-in story to Odina. Everything is going to be tied into Odina's book. Basically, it's like all black female superhero group. Some of the people you're going to see in this series of Odina, matter of fact, you're gonna be introduced to most of them in Odina, matter of fact. But this takes place pretty much after this first story arc. So you're gonna see different women, different character types, and their whole purpose. So it's a good book. It's yeah.
Good.
And to build on that, Sister Circle is actually the first all-black female superhero team in comic book history.
No way, really?
Yeah,
How about it, Daniel?
Whoa.
first ever.
Thank you.
Whoa.
There you go, Konkret Comics making history.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, Lonzo, I've seen the image of Acolyte, and there's a bunch of people in the background. I don't know their names. The Absolver's up front, then Acolyte, and then a bunch of people in the background. What can you tell us about that image? Do you know which image I'm talking about?
Or the very first poster we ever did.
Yeah, I know what image you're talking about. That poster was actually one of our first posters back in what is that, 2018, Jamil?
Yeah.
Really?
2018, right? And a lot of those characters you're going to be seeing in the upcoming months, and especially in 2021. I can give you the names of all of them, but I'm not going to tell you when you're going to see them.
Sounds
You know
good.
what I'm So up in the front, you know that you have, huh?
What do you say,
So up
Jamil?
in the front, you have Acolyte, Absolver, and to the right of Acolyte, you have Mach 5, and
Oh,
behind him in the fifth row, you have Jamil's character, which is,
your audio is going a little in and out, but you're here now.
yo. Oh, all right, sorry about that, bro. I don't know what's going on. So it's a lot of characters in there. I'll name my characters and then I'll let Jamil name his. So to the right of Acolyte is a woman. That's Mach 5. She was like the third character I ever made and created, and she's one of my favorites. I can't wait for you to see her, and you will see her in issue 3 of Acolyte. Then behind him you have Sith Row. You will actually see him in 2021. I'll just say that.
Awesome.
And I'll pass it to Jamil because he has a couple characters in that poster as well.
Right. The guy in the red and white, the guy in the red and black, that's repelling. Yeah, definitely. Everybody should have seen him show up in the back of issue 1 of Absolver. And then the female in the blue and the white jump in with the foxtail in the helmet. That's Blue Fox. And then we have a character that's flying in the top of the poster, and that's a surprise. So don't even worry about that. you
Don't even worry about that one, Brett.
I've forgotten about it. It's gone.
Don't worry about that.
So
I forgot mention my Kandaki. That's the one I'm really excited to share with y'all about.
Yeah.
The Kandaki. I can't wait to show y'all pages of that. That joint is not to brag, but
But first of all, we was off of you, and we was on the poster that I was a part of. Like, why would you do that, Imran?
my bad. Continue.
So Jamil, you also have ads that dropped a mini issue, a preview issue this year.
Right.
What can you tell us about that? When will we see a full issue of ads?
Next year, most definitely. You know, it's a special type of book that I want to do, and it's going to take, you know, my Konkret family to be a part of that. And because we all got so much going on, you know, I just, you know, we just put it together. We just put it together, you know.
That's
but yeah,
awesome.
it's definitely going to take my Konkret family, and then, you know, it's going to be a great experience for everybody.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Daniel, somebody on Instagram just had commented that the Andy Starboy gives them a real nostalgic feel, and that's one reason they can't wait for it. And so I think that's what gets me too. I've told you recently that like I'm ridiculously excited for your book. I can't wait for it to come out and join the rest of the lineup. So anything else you want to tell us about any additional characters we might be seeing in Andy Starboy, or are your lips sealed?
I know.
Get out. So basically, Andy Starboy
Come on,
does
on
have
you,
a very
Daniel.
nostalgic feel. He is a homage to everything that I love in science fiction. I want Andy Starboy to be, you know how Hellboy is a character in which you can put all kinds of magic situations in. Hellboy is a character that's super versatile in the genre of fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I want Andy Starboy to be that, but for the genre of science fiction. So you can see him fighting robots or any kind of science fiction situation that you can come up with. And I want him to be that kind of character. He's very versatile. So you can definitely expect some serious, amazing nostalgic feel. I'm an 80s nut. So you will see a lot of 80s references in Andy Starboy. So you can definitely look up to that. I'm very happy that you guys are excited about it. So thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So it's probably jumping the gun because you guys are so tight-lipped. Rightfully so. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. But issue 2 Kickstarter hasn't even launched yet. But when can we maybe expect to see issue 3's launch?
Goodbye, guys. This is where we go.
I'll say that the plans for productions of issue 3s have already begun, and we're probably going to be right around the corner of starting that process.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
Not to mention the other surprises that we have coming. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. Well, speaking of surprises,
You know, you kind of just let them know that we got surprises.
I just said surprises. I didn't say what the surprise was. I just said surprises. Jamil.
Konkret Comics going to surprise everybody with cupcakes.
There's a surprise
Really?
with cupcakes
I love
and
cupcakes.
bookmarkers. Exactly.
Yeah,
Cupcakes and bookmarkers.
everybody that supports us gets a free Konkret cupcake with the logo and frosting.
It's
That's
Exactly.
It'll be mailed to you,
That's
so
it.
who knows what condition it'll be in when it gets there. But
Exactly.
Oh, they got like
Yeah.
like a.
So,
like a special treat.
speaking of surprises, it was a surprise, the kind of the awesome animation you guys have been previewing. Can we expect concrete shorts coming our way? Will that be part of the Kickstarter, or is that just to show off?
We will be showing them in the Kickstarter, so you got to be a part of the Kickstarter family to get the full viewing of what we did. You know,
Nice.
something to get the people to come in and party with us.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, guys, you heard that. If you want to see more of that animation, you got to sign up and support the Kickstarter campaign when it launches. Okay, so kind of serious note for a second here, because Chadwick Boseman just passed away. It's kind of rocked the world a little bit for a lot of people, especially the black community, I know, for everything that Black Panther was as a character and then as a movie. First all-black cast. I mean, it was just amazing. Do you guys remember the first superhero you saw in comics that looked like you? When you felt, I'm represented here.
Mine, honestly, if it was superhero, I remember growing up, it was Meteor Man for me. But as far as like comic book, definitely Spawn. That was just a big one for me, you know. But definitely Meteor Man was my first.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
How could you tell Spawn was black?
Huh?
How could you tell Spawn was black?
Because there's the time before he died.
When they tell the origin of Al Simmons, oh, come on. You know what?
I'm with you, Jermiel. I'm with you. I remember the origin.
He's lying. He's lying,
Never
guys.
used to treat me like that. It's only till he started talking to Lonzo. So,
Wow. So disrespectful.
You know Lonzo.
Oh, me? Okay. Okay. The first I remember seeing that reminded me of myself, I would have to say it was Bishop on the X-Men cartoon. He was probably one of the, like, I had seen Luke Cage, but I never really had like the books and nothing like that. I just seen a picture of him, but I guess Bishop on that Days of Future Past episode was probably the first I've seen a black man in a cartoon that had an important part. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say that Bishop.
Well, for me, I mean, it was probably in the comic book. In the comic book, it was probably like some type of like one of those like random crossover type books where it's not nothing really serious, but it was like Luke Cage and Storm at one point together. Like not together, but like they were working together. So I think that was the first time I saw some black superheroes, and I was like,
It's interesting. Daniel, what about Latinx?
I don't think I ever had like a big Latinx superhero that I looked up to as a kid, but I do remember being a child in Cuba and learning that the new Spider-Man was Miles Morales, was a Spider-Man that, you know, he spoke Spanish, he shared my culture. So that was very big for me, knowing that the new Spider-Man was Latino and that he, he spoke Spanish, you know, he spoke my language and he was saving people. And that was a big moment for me as a kid.
That's really cool. So let's talk indie self-published comics. Who are you guys following right now? Who do you think other people should be following other than Konkret Comics? Give some shout-outs to people that you think are doing a great job out there right now.
I think, you know, for what it represents, I believe everybody's doing a great job. I think just follow indie comics, period, you know, not just Konkret Comics, everybody, because we're basically all doing this because, you know, the big three or the big two wouldn't necessarily give anybody else the opportunity, a chance. And for the most part, you know, we're all tired of hearing the same stories retooled and redone over and over. So, you know, as far as being expressive and unique stories, new stories, I think the indie community has more to offer versus, Spider-Man that's going to be redone again in the next 3 years. So, that's just my take on it. I believe everybody should be followed and supported. We're all in this because we're passionate and we want our stories to be told.
I love that. I love that. Anybody else?
I'm gonna piggyback on.
So,
Hold on a second, guys. Hold on.
Go ahead, Lonzo.
me? Okay. To piggyback off of what Jamel said, yeah, like there's so many dope indie comics that's out right now. Like it's hard to say one would be to not speak of the other 10 that I'm loving right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this. I'm very excited from the private conversations I've had with Mafa Comics. I'm very excited to see what he has coming over the hill. So shout out to Mafa Comics, and I think it's called Wallace Comics. Walla, something like that. Wahala.
yeah.
I'm liking what they present too. Like I'm really excited to see what they got coming around the corner. So, but everybody's dope, man. The indie community has so much to offer right now. So many different stories and lanes and genres. Like you can't go wrong picking any one of us. So
You really can't. You're right. It's such an awesome scene right now. Onaji, you got somebody you want to shout out or points to make?
I was gonna say I agree with them. So like right now, there's such a surge when it comes to the indie comic creators that it's so many. I would suggest like just making sure looking for them because I guess since it's so many now, you gotta actually look. People have options, so it's a lot of them. So
Very good. Daniel?
Yeah, I just follow so many people and so many indie creators that it's hard to pick one particular person to shout out because they're all so amazing. And yeah, I think off the top of my head, TJ Sterling has a Kickstarter out now. Alchemist is doing fantastic, and his work is amazing. They're doing a great thing. I think Greg Anderson has a new Isnana, the Were Spider Kickstarter coming out. I love that comic.
He does. I think tomorrow it launches. I just got a preview copy of it, and it's fantastic.
Oh, nice. Nice. I'm kind of jealous of you right now. I've been following that for a while. And yeah, constant hustle. There's a lot of people that are very, very committed and doing amazing things. And I think that indie comics right now are becoming, I think that people are not considering the fact that comics as an industry is not just Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse. As an industry, Kickstarter comics are becoming more and more the norm now. And you see people from Marvel and DC coming and doing indie comics through Kickstarter and kind of like moving away from that. So I think that in the next 10 years, you will see that becoming more and more the norm. And not so much like people, because creators are not so much wanting to work for Marvel and DC now. That's something that I'm seeing a lot of now. But they're trying to do their own thing, and I love that because independent comics allow you to express yourself more freely. They allow you to, do you want to make a story about plumbers in Mars? You can do that in indie comics.
That's awesome.
So you can do anything, and yeah, just a big shout out to everybody that's doing indie comics right now. And if I didn't mention you, I'm very sorry. I completely, I follow everybody and I show love to everybody and I send love to everybody. So yeah, just to everybody watching this, make sure you check out indie comics in general because there's a lot to offer and there's a lot of great material there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I just want to say, one of the most underappreciated roles I feel like in comic books in general, because you see a lot of indie comics hit the scene without it, is the role of the editor. So everybody out there, find yourself a Daniel so that you don't have typos or misspelled words in your comic.
I
Guys,
appreciate that.
how can people support you? Where can they find your work? Where can they find out when the Kickstarter launches? Give them the ways to support you.
As always, concretecomics.com. You can get all your news. You can subscribe to our website. We're gonna we constantly update our subscribers, and we're gonna go overtime when this Kickstarter drops. We're gonna be dropping surprises and sneak peeks to our subscribers exclusively, and they may even get a sneak peek to look at the preview covers before the Kickstarter actually comes out. So
Nice.
subscribe to us on our website. Instagram, as always, we love our Instagram supporters and family. Like, they've been showing love, like ridiculous amounts of love to us, and I'm trying to plan something special to do specifically for Instagram, and I think that'd be lit. Probably have to holler at you about that, Brett.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you can find us at all of those. But if you really want to contact us, get us at our website, concretecomics.com.
And again, if you're on
All the information.
Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, you can see that URL on the left side of your screen. If you're on Instagram, just go over to Concrete Comics and it's linked there. Ooh, I'm getting a little feedback from somewhere. Guys, thank you so much for being on here today. I can't wait to see the launch of issue 2. I'll be one of your first backers. You can bet on that. And guys, let us know when that drops.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Definitely.
Thank you for having us, Brett, as
No problem.
always. And we will be sending you some exclusive files before launch. So
Awesome,
be
man.
prepared for that.
I'm ready, man. Just send them my way.
I agree to that.
Somebody mute Jamil.
Jamil.
Somebody mute him.
Use the mill now, okay? Brett and his family, brother. All right?
All right, guys. We'll talk to you next
Look how
time.
you treat me.
Wow.
Hey, in family, sometimes you hurt the ones you love.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys later. See you next time.
Right, much love.
All right.